together. Yeah. Beautiful faces. For those of you who are new or who I haven't met, I think I know everybody, but just in case you don't know me, I am Melissa Lombard, team leader here, and I'm so excited to see each and every one of you. We kick off every single team meeting the same way, and it's with gratitude. So I'm going to invite everybody to spend the next 45 seconds in gratitude, whether that's jotting down a few things that you're grateful for in a notebook or a piece of paper you can have handy, or if you just, kind of want to close your eyes and think about a few things that you're grateful for. I think especially in this season that we are in, focusing on things that we are grateful for is so powerful and so important. So take a few seconds and jot a few things down. Awesome. Okay. Well, I think we've got a few from our gratitude bucket up at the front desk. I think we passed out a few pieces of paper. So who has one that they want to read to us?
This one says, Tenley and Jessica for the awesome succulent class event.
Oh, fun. That was great. That was a great class. And thank you for hosting that. Who else has one? Steve, what you got?
I am grateful for being a part of the Keller Williams family.
Aww, yeah. That's something we can all be grateful for. Love it. Who else has one? Yes.
My quiet morning with my coffee and cool breeze through the windows.
Oh, cool breeze. A little less cool today, but cool still nonetheless. It's cooling, that's for sure. All right, does anybody else have one? Dwayne, yeah.
Everyone doing their part to make this KWPR office family so amazing.
Oh, yeah. Whoop is right. I'm going to do a gratitude and a bucket fill. As a lot of you probably know, we have Red Bench right before this, the first team meeting of every month. So the first Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m. we have Red Bench. And because we do have some new people who maybe don't know what Red Bench is. Red Bench is about conversations that matter. So it was kind of started in response to George Floyd's death, and just what can we do? And none of us really had an answer to that. And so it just became, hey, let's at least start a conversation. And so then from there, Keller Williams International started a social equity task force, and there's just more and more conversation. But it's so beneficial for us to just come together as a market center and have great dialogue and share the things that are on our hearts. And today we moved into kind of some action planning. And so we're really excited about some ideas. And I would just encourage each and every one of you to be at that. It's great discussion. And I am grateful for all the people who come and discuss, and there's room for more. So this is your standing invitation to show up for that. All right. Let's do some coming soon and buyer needs.
Let's.
Take it away.
All right. So just a reminder to anybody new in here, we send this out about the Monday before the team meeting, so you guys can enter all your new coming soon and buyer needs, and then we just run through these. I'll go quickly because we have a lot on the agenda, but I also post this again in the Facebook group after the team meeting, so you guys can always go back and reference it or add something if you aren't able to. So first up, coming soons. Carol Lambert has one coming on, 350, Northfield School District, New Prague School District, 4-bed, 2-bath. Brooke also has one coming on as soon as possible, 500. I don't know if that's a buyer. These might be buyer needs, actually. So these are some buyer needs. Just really in the wrong spot. She's got a buyer looking 500, Lakeville, Burnsville, Apple Valley, Prior Lake, at least 4-bed, 3-bath. Kaylee has it looks like also a buyer, $1 million buyer looking in the St. Croix area, any style, 3+ bed, 2+ bath. These look like some coming soons now. So end of October, Kelly's got one, 515, Apple Valley, 2-story, 5-bed, 4 bath, I'm sure, not 44 baths, so that would be excessive. Dennis, see Kelly in here.
That's a water bill.
So she's got one.
Where's Kelly?
So if you've got a buyer, that 500 range, or end of October, connect with Kelly. Dave's got one that's coming on Monday, 485 in Burnsville. It's a 5-bed, 4-bath. Somebody has one coming on beginning of November.
That's
Five-
Dave too.
That's Dave too.
Oh,
Dave
okay.
also has one coming on. Good for him. 525 Apple Valley, 4-bed, 3-bath. Cassie Benson has one coming on this Friday the 9th, 179.9 in Montgomery. That's a split 4-bed, 2-bath. Joelle Starks has one coming on the 16th, 385 in Minneapolis, the Longfellow neighborhood, 3-bed, 2-bath. And then Sarah, you've got a couple. One coming on, is that Thursday?
Yeah, the
345?
Goldridge is Thursday,
Okay.
3:45. Needs a little TLC, but good solid house. And then Friday, the one on 28th Avenue in Minneapolis, super, super cute house.
Awesome. If you got any buyers, reach out to Sarah about that. Jessica, are you entering one right now?
I am.
All right, why don't you tell us about
It's a condo. Condo in Burnsville.
Okay.
155, 55 plus. And it will be going on next week.
it? Awesome.
Is it in the heart of Burnsville? Or
in
the heart of the building?
Nope, it's Parkwood.
Does anybody else have a coming soon or listing that they want to share with the group? Tasha.
Right. That's coming soon, probably tomorrow, St. Paul Park, 3-bedroom, 1 fill bathroom and 1 hiding under the stairs. You literally, have to go in like this, but it's super cute. So Harry Potter
It's
has a
cozy.
reading closet, this is the reading one. And, Park Forest Road, it is being sold as is, and it's going on at 200.
200. Awesome.
Where is that, Tasha?
St. Paul Park.
Might already have a buyer. Krista, did you have one?
I have a change in one.
Oh.
Okay, that little condo that's the size of a dorm room in St. Paul up by Lake Harriet, 4 blocks from Lake Harriet. And we've got for $89.9 that it has an extra 500 some square feet bonus room for art. You can do art studio, office or whatever, that kind of thing. That is just, I convinced them to open that up to owner financing because it's an old brownstone building, garden level. I don't know if it would ever even appraise for a lender standard appraisal. So, I did convince with 25% down that she would do a contract for deed. So, if anybody
Cool.
has anybody who needs a little crash pad in Minneapolis, it's a great neighborhood.
Awesome. Candace, did you have one too?
I do, I have
Yeah.
a 3-bedroom, 1-bath townhouse in Brooklyn Park. At the end of October, it's gonna go for 165.
Awesome.
Where was that at? Brooklyn Park.
Michelle?
I have 2 that are coming on next week. One is in South Minneapolis, the Longfellow area, for 250. 3-bed, it's like a 2+. It's got upstairs that could be bedrooms, but I'm not informing.
We have like 3 buyers for that.
All right. And then I have one, Quad in Hickory Hills in Egan, 205 for 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Perfect. All right, one already sold the multiples.
There we
All
go.
right, any other listings?
Competing with themselves.
All right, I'll go through the buyer needs real quick too. Drouin, I thought I saw it. Yeah, there you are. Drouin, you got one, max 190. Mounds View, Roseville, Blaine, Anoka, townhouse, single family, at least 2-bed, 1-bath.
Yeah, St.
Anything
Paul
to
as well.
Okay.
In certain areas, I let her know with that budget, she's gonna have to expand a little bit. But yeah, shallow north suburbs, so Roseville, Mounds View, Shoreview, Spring Lake Park, whatever.
Perfect. Okay. Andrea, she's got one coming up to 210 Apple Valley or 10 miles within, single family, 3-bed. Tenley's got a couple, max 500, 60-minute radius around the VA hospital, single family, at least 4-bed, 3-bath. And then also 100 to 240, Burnsville, St. Paul, Minneapolis, single family or townhouse, 2 to 4. Tammy's got one, 350, Eden Prairie, Minnetonka area, single family, a split or 2-story, 3+ bed, 2+ bath. Chase has one up to 300, Minneapolis or Richfield, single family, 3-bed, 2-bath. And then Shane, Yeah, there you are.
It's a new city called Cottage. It's like
Oh.
same as Cottage Grove.
Sure. Below 400. Good luck with that one. Single family, at least 3 bed, 2 bath.
It could
And
be St. Paul Park possibly. It's
okay,
just Eastridge. They really want to get the kid into Eastridge.
Okay. perfect.
So,
Okay. Krista, you had one?
I have a buyer need for a Rambler, whether it be a townhouse or a single family home, Egan Apple Valley, Burnsville, up to 350, if anybody's got something coming up.
Just sold one.
Okay.
And I got one in Woodbury, up to probably like 850. Really want a pool, like Woodbury, Lake Elmo, Oakdale. Just, yeah. really
Okay.
want a pool.
All right.
Okay.
Tasha?
I have a buyer looking for a modified 2-story is the ideal, or a 4-bedroom up in Northfield, New Craig, Faribault. They really like it in the southern area, under 400. And there was one in Lonsdale that they were in love with that had the great big ceiling when you walk in, and it's kind of stuck in their head. So that is modified 2-story with a grand entrance. That's what I'm really looking for. You know, just realistic dreams. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Maybe Chad has somebody in Northfield.
That's true.
I'll see him in here. Okay. And then quickly, I don't know if we had any rentals. No rentals.
No rentals.
But just a reminder, that's in there as well if you guys have anything that network.
Perfect.
And then I'm gonna hop right into our numbers.
Yeah, great.
So close out the month last Friday, and you guys are probably getting used to this, but you guys broke a lot of all-time records again. So yeah. All right, so you guys in September, so this is comparing September of this year to September of last year. You guys were up 83% in units, and that was also an all-time record for the office. So not just for September, but all time you guys closed our units. So, yep, along with that comes volume, right? So again, all-time record there. We are up 96% compared to last September. Listings taken, you guys were up 51%. That was our second best month ever for listings taken. Listings taken volume, you guys were up 53%. That was our third best month ever. Listings sold, you guys were up 88%. So you're taking them and selling them, so that's good. That was also an all-time record. Along with that, listings sold volume, that was up 94%, all-time record. Contracts written, you guys were up 76%. That was our second best month ever. And then contracts written volume, you guys were up 94%, also second best month ever. And then our favorite stat, closed GCI, that's your guys' money. You guys were up 92%, all-time record for the company.
So congratulations on those numbers.
Yep.
It's showing up, and I couldn't be prouder.
Yeah, just shy of $1.5 million in GCI to you guys, so good job.
Oh, that's so
In
good.
1 month.
That's so good. That's so good. And remember, Taylor will be posting these in the Facebook group, so you can just grab this and share it with your network. Share it with your sphere, and eventually we'll have numbers.
Yeah,
that compare us
so
to-
hopefully we'll
Oh, yeah.
get the numbers from the association by the next team meeting, and then we'll compare these to their numbers. So.
Yes. So good, so good. All right. Well, let's keep the celebration going. We always love to celebrate when an agent or a team has capped, which means for those of you who are new, that means that they are earning 100% of their commission. And so Janie Tudewall and Stephen Aaron Duckworth have capped, so yay! And we've got some new faces, and they're actually both here today. So please join me in a warm welcome to Lori Andros and Tasha Wells. Wait, so exciting. We're so glad that you are both here, and we look forward to getting to know you better. So just be sure to connect with each other after the meeting, and going forward, we'll be building relationships. So that's awesome. All right, couple of things to highlight in terms of featured classes. Ongoing is Spark, Ignite Spark and Elementals. They kicked off this week, but you can show up anytime. And as a reminder, this is not just for brand new agents. So if there's a topic that you kind of want to brush up on, please feel free to join Jessica and the folks in the program every day from 1 to 4. So until the end of the month, they will be meeting in here. And so put that on your calendar. Also,
database.
what was that?
Today's database.
Today is database, excellent, perfect. All right, today at 12:15, so just stick in this room. Right afterwards, Sarah's gonna be teaching 36 Tech. So if you are interested in learning how to better communicate with your database 36 times in a year, which is what the updated MREA tells us is the right number to communicate so that you get that golden ratio of business referrals and direct business, join Sarah for that class. Wednesday, October 14th at 12:15, Tom Wright and Valley Accounting and Tax is going to be doing a class on agent financials. So I know that P&L and just tracking expenses and just, understanding the financials of your business is something that's so important. And let's all be honest, it's probably the thing that comes maybe least natural to a lot of us. So Tom does a great job of breaking that down and make it really easy to understand. So please put that on your calendar. And then who doesn't want to win more listings? Well, Colin's going to teach you how to do that on October 22nd at 11 a.m. And then October 29th, we have our business planning clinic. We're going to be doing this as a region, so it will be on Zoom. But Debbie Frapp is a national speaker, and she's great at this, and you do not have to pay for it. So from 9 to 1, it is, put that on your calendar. That's going to be an awesome thing for you. Yeah. All right. So a couple of our social clubs that we want to highlight. Olivia, you've got brunch coming up this Saturday, yeah?
Brunch on Saturday.
Woo!
We have one spot left, and that'll put us at capacity for 12 people.
Hey.
Certainly can book another reservation. Of course, with our lovely COVID, we can have 4 people per table. But they will put us all next to each other. And we are going to, yes, Hope Breakfast Bar. It looks amazing. And of course, like every time I go on Facebook on my phone, it shows me an ad. So, we'll probably all order 5 different meals because it looks so amazing. But if you want to go, just shoot me a text so that I can either add another reservation of 4 to get into that, 16 people. Just need to know sooner than later.
Okay, perfect. And then the DIY club and the wine club are getting together and gonna have a paint and sip. So put that on your calendar for November 6th at 4:30 right here in the training room if that sounds enticing to you. I don't know about you, but my painting might get better with a little bit of wine. I don't think it can get worse, so. All right. Brian, come on up. Brian and Drake got an update from New American Funding. So come on up, gentlemen.
Thank you. Let's start with the video.
Sure. Well, before you play it, I'd like to introduce myself to a lot of new faces I see out there. My name is Drake Duckworth. I'm a mortgage marketing specialist here in the office. I work for Brian Sunder at New American Funding as an in-house lender here. I'm a free resource to anybody here. I work with a lot of agents, and we do one-on-ones where I go over, social media optimization, search engine optimization. I do graphic design. I can teach you on any of these things, and there's no strings attached. It's just I'm here at the office, and and for the agents that I do know, I am in the office now. I'm here every single day now. So you can come find me. I'm right around the corner. I'm nestled in with Brian in his office, so you can come find me there. And yeah, we'll get you situated. So we're just gonna play this video. It's a co-branded market update that we do every single month. And just reach out to Brian and we'll get you one of these videos, and I'll just kind of show you here what it looks like. That was the good part. That's kind of what I wanted to show you. But so basically it's co-branded with your information. So you and Brian, and yeah, we do that every single month.
and it's just a market update. You can do it by the county level, so at Dakota County or whatever, wherever you're at or wherever you want to do, and yeah, we'll get that to you. Just reach out to Brian. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Greg. I wanted to cover two kind of important things that are going on right now, and we've all heard about it. One is interest rates. They're basically back to rock bottom. The 30-year, I'm doing a VA streamline, a 30-year, 2.25. Now FHA and VA, just normal or mid twos, and everything's less than 3 yet. So it really is a good time for you to talk to your customers, maybe sitting on the fence, do I buy? And it's rough out there for you and for them. You're making an offer and there's 10 other offers on the house. It's easy to be discouraged and, let's just wait until next year. Well, I think a good thing, hey, I heard from a mortgage guy, with the election coming up, things can go in a tizzy, and who knows what's going to happen. If there's going to be any major move in interest rates, it can only be up. And so it just might be something to talk to your customers about. I know it's tough out there, but let's find something, rather than waiting, because it's easy to just say, sign another lease and we'll wait until next year. That might be a way to convince them, let's just keep running. Appraisals. Make sure we're talking to our customers and setting good, proper expectations. It is nuts out there. We're doing a deal up in Brainerd area. You can't get an appraiser out there in a month and a half. I've got one, these through the appraisal management companies. Okay, the next one on the list gets it. When do you want to buy? End of October, reject. Next one, reject. Next one, I'll do it for $300 extra. I mean, they're just, they're in the driver's seat. And so, and down here in the metro, it's bad, not like that, but it can be 3-4 weeks to get an appraisal done. And they're all looking for extra money. If you want it done in 2.5 weeks, we want an extra $200. So make sure we're talking to our customers and writing purchase agreements and keeping that in mind. I can do it, if it's just underwriting, I can post something in 2 weeks, but then we're just sitting on our hands waiting for another 2 weeks to get, and if there's any issue with that appraisal, it goes back and it comes back. So make sure we're talking to our customers about that and, writing a deal right now and getting it closed at the end of October. I'm saying I can get that underwritten and no problem, but then we're sitting waiting for an appraisal. And I'm having conversations, okay, actually, we can't find an appraiser who's even going to get it to us until the 28th, probably not closing on the 29th. And we'll have that conversation early so we can all fix things and make sure it still goes out smoothly. So just keep that in mind. And I know we don't say this enough, but Greg and I, we really appreciate everything that everybody in this office does for us. And I know this office is doing great. We're doing great also, and just hopefully we'll just keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and Autumn, give us an update on how transaction coordinating is going.
Well, I think everybody's kind of still in panic mode a little bit. There's a lot of closings coming up in October and November, and they realize that they don't have all their files together. So we actually have a different product. So for the buy side or the sell side, I can go in and audit your files, locate any documents that you're missing, get everything all lined up and ready for you to close. And if you don't need the full TC services, I can do that. I've done that for about 3 different agents now, and it's definitely relieving their stress quite a bit, especially when they have a close and it's crazy. Jess mentioned yesterday, this is like a spring market. It's still just insane. So if you need my help, just give me a call or email me, autumn.l@kw.
Or pop by your office.
Or pop by my office, which is right next to Steve's.
Yes.
And next to Peggy.
All right. Thank you, Autumn. That's awesome. And Jessica, do you have a productivity coaching update for us?
Okay, yes. So Ignite started on Monday, and it is 1 to 4 every day. And we start out with reporting numbers and I think are they on there?
Yes.
Like that, we report numbers, and look what happened, we had calls, and these are how many people they reached, and then this is how many appointments they set. And Maria
Hey.
got 2 buys and a sell.
Well, of course she did.
So if you do the bell ring, that's why, because I told them to ring the bell.
That's an aggressive bell. So
Yes.
we will not miss it.
Yeah. It's super loud. The other thing is the club that you mentioned, Tenley actually is going to be the person instructing. So pretty cool hidden talent that we found out about last week.
Wow.
So if you're interested in that, we're gonna be doing $20 Venmo sign up, and then she'll set it up. I think we're limiting it to 20 people. But it's a great thing, and you can also invite other people if you want.
Sure. Why not? The more the merrier. All right. Well, thank you for the update, Jess. Appreciate that. And now I am so excited to welcome our special guest, and I'm going to put him in the hot seat. David, come on up as I introduce you. David Calhoun is joining us from the Minneapolis Lakes office of KW. And so I'm going to share a little bit about David. So he graduated, Twin Cities guy, born and raised here, graduated from North Central University in 2010, had a few corporate gigs, worked at Target. And then in 2018, he got licensed, dove into real estate full-time at KW Integrity, Lakes office. And this is what we're so excited for. In 2019, he was awarded the Regional Rookie of the Year, and get this, 30 transactions for a total volume of $7.1 million. Wow. See why we've invited him, and he's generously offered his time to share his secrets of success with us. So we're going to dive right in. Is that cool with you?
I have my notes.
Okay, he's ready. He's ready. All right. Well, I think probably the question on everybody's mind is, what did you do right the first year?
So yeah, I what I did right, I would say I jumped in head first, both feet in. I didn't do the part-time thing. I just literally quit my job and went in full time. I went in the office every single day. Started on the phones at 8 a.m. I was in productivity coaching.
Nice.
It was like I was immersed in everything real estate. So I took advantage of every single free training. You know, our front desk sends out obviously the training calendar, and so I like sunk that with my calendar, and so I was at every single available training that the Market Center offered. Getting ready in the morning, I would have YouTube on, so I would be listening to either Tom Ferry or Brian Cassell, or just like there's tons of free resources available on YouTube for real estate coaching. So I would be listening to that, even like Tony Robbins, practice affirmation. It was literally like all the stuff they tell you to do. I was like, okay, that's what I'll do. And so that's what I did. And yeah, it was cold calling. It was all like the nonsense stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it was no plan B. I have three kids.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't have a job outside the house, so it was, this has to work. And so failure was not an option.
Yeah.
So I did everything I knew to do to make it work.
Wow, that's fantastic. And so talk to us about your goals for 2020 and how are you tracking for your goals?
Yeah, so I always set big goals. My goal last year was, I think, 39 closed. I did 30. My goal this year was 47 closed. It's based, you know, on a volume goal and stuff, but it was like 14 million. COVID hit and like totally panicked, and you know, everything kind of just rearranged. So I adjusted my goals because this year more than ever I really realized what was important, and it wasn't so much the hit my transaction goals or volume goals. It was how do I be a good dad? How do I support my wife? How do I, you know, that was really important to me. So I adjusted my goals to 10 million. And so my price point has gone up about 130 grand this year from last year. So I've closed probably, I think I've closed 16 or 17, but I'm at like just under 6 with about just under 3 million pending.
Okay.
So it's gonna be close. It's
Yeah.
getting close, you know, the end of the
Yeah.
year's coming, but I feel pretty confident I'll hit 10 million, so.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I know this isn't one of the questions, but I'm gonna throw it out there because I just know you have an answer to it. What are you doing to double down to win this quarter so that you can get as close to the goal, if not hit it, as possible?
Yeah, good question. So this was a conversation I had with my team leader and coach this last week. So it was literally, so with COVID coming, it was like, the schedule is gone. Like I don't follow a schedule. It's work from home half the time, work in the office half the time, but it's literally writing out my schedule for the next quarter. So I feel more in control of, you know, lead generation, time blocking, and not working, you know, when times I say I don't work, you know, it's not taking a call at 8 o'clock at night. It's following my schedule so that I can regain that control, allowing me to be a better, more successful agent.
Okay. And no team at this point, is that right?
No,
Just
correct.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, I mean, I just have a transaction coordinator.
Okay, perfect.
Full-time transaction, well, I mean, per file, but
Yeah.
I've used them. I mean, yeah, that's it. And then obviously.
Great leverage.
Absolutely. I mean, there's, when you have 4 or 5 at a time, it's just no way getting to lender and title. And yeah. And not, it's right, like leverage. It's just, you can do more when you're not bogged down by that. So,
Yes.
and then utilize showing help as needed.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
pay per door.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. That's been really, really helpful, is taking other buyers out.
Yep.
Just allowing me to have more time.
That's fantastic. What does your lead generation look like?
Yeah, so it's changed. Obviously, in the beginning, it was really a lot of. So I started with FSBOs. I had no idea what else to do. I started. It just was like, oh, they need to sell. I can help them sell. So I went on YouTube, learned a ton about how to talk to FSBOs. So I just went on Zillow and cold called Zillow.
Yeah.
You know, FSBOs on Zillow, and then would meet with them and listed them. And so it was, you know, FSBO, expireds. But now it's kind of shifted into social media. Instagram and Facebook are 2 of my, I mean, they're like the leg of my business, the 2 big legs. It's probably 80% of my business. And I don't do paid ads. I don't do anything like that. It's literally just Instagram stories, Facebook stories. It's posting pictures of beautiful houses. Just anything to create engagement through stories or social media. So that's a big piece. I do about 1 client, like past client pop by. So like I'll do like right now I'm gearing up for like a fall Halloween basket drop for all my past clients, and it's just simple stuff. It's a fall candle. It's some fall like trail mix type stuff. You know, just like a goodie bag kind of thing, and just popping by and wishing them a good, you know, happy fall. And then it's, you know, the letters. It's happy home anniversary. I use through like a note card system. All those little things, and then, you know, I have the 36 touch and everything like that set up. But honestly, social media. It's I don't cold call. I don't do that anymore. I don't really work with a ton of FSBOs anymore. It's social media. It's gaining followers and engaging with your sphere so that you're top of mind.
Yes.
And that's literally like 85% of my business is here.
Awesome. So I want to hear more about your 36 touch in a second, but before that, I want to hear a little bit more about the social media strategy, if you don't mind sharing a little bit more of the nuts and bolts, because you do have some fans in the audience. I heard about you already, and you know, these that you're just super skilled at creating engagement, and I think that's such an important piece that sometimes agents miss, is like putting, but how do you get engagement? So I'd love for you to just share your philosophy or your strategies.
Yeah, so I think it's evolved over the last 18 months, which is kind of when I went in, and I didn't really like, oh, social media is going to be a strategy of mine. It just kind of like evolved. And so, you know, I was listening to Tom Ferry, and he was essentially saying, no one wants to see your just sold, just listed. And that's great. And you can do that. And I do, but people want to see things other than that. You know, like we all see the realtor pages and they have their, you know, their picture. It's like, oh, just sold this for $32,000 over asking. It's like, after a while it gets old.
Yeah.
So my strategy is to continually post either informational, value adds to my sphere and my followers, So whether that's a beautiful house, every Friday I post house hunters. So I literally pick 2 listings on the MLS and it's quite a process. It takes me well over an hour to do it, but it's every single Friday. And at the end, my viewers get to vote on their favorite house. It's stuff like that literally I get so many direct messages from people saying, I love house hunters. Like, where's your house hunters? If I'm late on the day. So it's kind of evolved, but it's literally, it's stuff like that has created people following me. So yeah, it's a lot of times, just a beautiful kitchen, it's updated house, it's, me talking in front of the camera about whether it's a listing or a market update. But that's kind of been my strategy. And I follow other agents, whether they're in the Twin Cities. There's like one agent I follow in the Twin Cities that I feel really does a good job with social media, but other agents.
Who's that?
So Kelly Brown.
Okay.
So she's out of the Minnetonka office.
Cool.
She does a really great job on social media. And so, it's just kind of a unique way of using social media, but it's really about the pennies in the bucket, right? It's not me going out and posting something and saying, no, I'm a realtor. If you need any help buying or selling, call me, which is great, right? We want but like people like different types of posts that they can engage with, because it's like, posting that beautiful house. Oh, he did sell another one. Oh, you post this beautiful yard or this 2-story or this tutor or whatever. And you start to become known as like houses, not so much like, oh, he's asking for another referral. This must be dry, And so, but every time I get a follower on Instagram that I don't know, I DM them directly and say, introduce myself. Thank you for the follow. I'm a local realtor in the Twin Cities. If you have any questions, reach out. And I've had people say, awesome, I found your content, it's really helpful, looking to be an investor in 6 months or a year or whatever. So that's just been really, really powerful for my business.
So I feel like I'm hearing you say, not real salesy, and so I'm curious, do you have a call to action, like on house hunters, for example? You obviously want them to vote and that kind of thing, but do you subtly drop, any other action you want them to do, or are you just kind of letting it stand? Obviously, I'm in real estate.
It's vote, right? It's just like, pick your favorite house. It's not an ask of hey, call me. But like on that last call, one of my friends from college who I haven't literally talked to in 8 years, they vote every single week, and then they called me to list their $550,000 house in Maple Grove.
There you go.
You don't know where it's going to come from. And it just allows people to connect with you, and it kind of takes down that barrier. And it makes you more approachable, relatable. And so, I don't have a call me. It's just not how I do my social media.
Perfect. So if 80 to 85% of your business is coming from that kind of social media presence, where does the balance of your business come from? What are your other, top lead sources?
It's referrals.
Sure.
Open houses have been really, really good for me.
Yeah.
Those are like the 2 big things, and it's open houses from last year that I'm finally closing, right? The buy sells, people that finally are under contract on something, or finally getting around to doing something. That's really what it is. There's no like secret at all, right? Like that's what it is. It's open houses, and then, they end up buying the house, and then this ends up, they refer you, and then their mom wants to buy, and then their mom wants to sell. And that's how my business has grown this year. And it's crazy to think about, okay, so I called this FSBO because I was really not in a good place, and I just decided to make some calls. Got that listing, met these people at an open house, bought them, found a house this summer now, selling their house. That house led to this neighbor saying, oh, she's selling, bought that house. Oh, well, those buyers, their dad is selling their duplex and was trying to do FSBO. Well, I took that listing. Now it's under, it's just like all this stuff starts to add up.
The web of and it all started with a FSBO, right?
That FSBO, I can tell you where I was, the time of day, my mindset at that point, and just deciding to make that call. It's just the reality of it. So that's where my business comes from. It's really open houses. kind of those past client referrals at this point,
Mhm,
but social
mhm.
media from Spirit.
Okay, so you've hinted at a few of the pieces of a 36 touch, and obviously you're a believer in the importance of staying in contact with people. Obviously, you know, met somebody in an open house and didn't close something for a year. So what is your follow-up strategy with people? What's your communication plan?
It's not amazing. It's not perfect. That's probably my biggest gap is just that like structured follow-up plan. Obviously, they go in the database, they go in the biweekly neighborhood nurture,
Yeah.
the home anniversary, the birthday. But it's also like engaging with people on social media, liking. Like sometimes I'll just go on Instagram and like, just go down my feed because then it's like people are seeing that I'm liking it. I don't even know. My wife's like, "Why did you like this?" I don't even know what it is. I just liked it. You know, it's not the intent, but it's like literally to create engagement with people. And so that's kind of been, yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't have a huge database that like I'm not keeping, you know, it's not super systematized, but that's probably my biggest gap is getting that structured follow-up. Once I get a lead, they go into my database, they go, you know, that's kind of where I need that admin to like build out that system for me.
Sure.
So,
Well, it's good you've got your next step identified.
yes.
You know who you need to hire. Perfect. Okay, so now that you've had the success that you've had, what do you wish you had known in the beginning when you first started that you know now?
Well, there's a few things. I would say the biggest lesson I've learned is not everyone's going to be a good fit for you, you know, and don't take that personally. So whether it's your sphere or a friend or a family member, not everyone's going to choose to work with you, and that's going to be okay. It doesn't mean that you're any less of an agent or an unskilled agent or bad at your job or anything like that. Like I would take it so personal when someone didn't choose me or, you know, what do you mean? Like I thought it, don't take it personal. That's a huge lesson. And then, you know, the thing I would say is don't doubt yourself. Just because something like that happens, don't let that doubt come in and feed you these lies and simmer on that and then derail your whole week. So, I mean, I still struggle with that, totally honest with you. It's not like that's a thing of the past. It's still something I struggle with. But yeah, that's probably what I know now.
Anything that you did or spent time on or spent money on that you, looking back, wish that you hadn't wasted the time or money?
Like Facebook advertising, spending money on Facebook leads. I think they're great if you have a systematized follow-up time with them. I don't. Like my follow-up is not great, but you know, you got to figure out like where you're going to go in on your business and what your strategy is. It's like I would try Facebook ads and try this, and I'll buy that, and I'll do this, and like thank God I didn't buy like a park bench or like a pizza box flyer or anything like that. Like, but you have to figure out like where your business, and what helped me was like, okay, looking back at my first year, my first 12 months, where did my business come from? Did I like that? Can I sustain that? And then go all in on that. And that's kind of how I became, or came to the realization that social media was going to be a really big thing for me. It's like looking back at my year, okay, how did all these transactions come about? Well, I realized somehow it all related back to social media. And that's kind of when I went all in and started talking to people who I admired on social media who are agents. And, you know, there's a guy in Charlotte that I follow consistently and we've become really good friends. But it's reaching out, asking for insight, asking for help. And, you know, your channel, your because I do have a YouTube channel too, but your Instagram, your social media, whether it's YouTube or whatever, can start to evolve and become really valuable.
So I'd be curious to know, I think for some of us in the room, social media can be a great tool, and it can also be a time suck, right? We can get kind of caught in the quagmire of social media. And, you know, you mentioned that House Hunters takes a good hour or more of your time. How do you time block or you know, manage the time? Because it is obviously a big part of your business, but, you know, how do you ensure that it doesn't end up getting away from you?
Yeah. Good question. I think part of my social media, like it's not so much, I mean, yes, there's the House Hunters that I post every single Friday, and I literally need to dedicate an hour and a half to that. But a lot of it is just as I'm going about my day. Like, you know, I've realized people, the general consumer, your population, like the general population loves what we do. They love our industry. I mean, there's a reason there's so many TV shows about houses and selling and design and all this stuff. People love it, and they love to see what it's like to be an actual agent. Like, a lot of people are kind of jealous of what we do. And I found, like, okay, if I can like take my followers along with me throughout a day, what does a day look like? That's what I found has been really engaging. Is you know, if you look at my Instagram, it's like half my posts are like of my kids, my dog, what I'm eating. You know, it is maybe a listing. It might be a beautiful house or a remodel, and asking if you like white cabinets or dark cabinets. It's just that's kind of been my strategy. It's not like, okay, it's 9 a.m. I need to jump on Instagram, and it's literally just about. It's become second nature, and I know kind of like the flavor of my channel, and so that's kind of the post I stick to. It's like 60% personal, 40% real estate, and it's just my personal account. I don't have a business Instagram, because I found that, you know, people want to work with those they know, like, trust. And if I can post, I'm a dad, I have a dog, I live in the city, I, you know, have this car, maybe I'm attracting that person, right? They just start to engage with you and like feel connected with you, and you end up attracting those like you and those that you want to work with, and they become the best transactions for you. So yeah, I don't necessarily time block. It's become very, very organic throughout my day, and that's how I've been able to sustain it. Because if I had to time block it, it's just not real. It's not. It kind of comes ingenuine. So
Perfect. So you don't have to be in the business for very long to have had a weird transaction. So if you have a story you can share with us of your strangest transaction, or maybe the strangest way that you got a client, or, you know, just give us an odd story. We'd love to hear these.
Honestly, I wish I had. I really haven't.
Knock on wood. Here it comes. You're getting it. It's your next
I've
one.
had some really nightmarish transactions, like just nightmares. But you know, there are just some that just come randomly, where through LinkedIn, and you posted like, you know, I just sold, honestly, 2 years ago, and a random person I've never met reaches out and asked if I was the buyer or selling agent, or, you know, the listing agent or the buyer's agent. And I was super short because I thought he was just selling me a lead, right? Like, leads. Are you the listing agent? Like, oh god, here again. I don't need your leads. And I was super short, and just ended up, meeting with them, signed them, bought a house. Worst transaction of my entire career, but literally the worst. The worst.
Why is that? Why?
Yeah, what made it bad?
His agent, or his sister was an agent in another state, and thought she should The good news
Say
is
no
that
more.
the cooperating agent on that deal, I recruited her to Keller, and now she's under my profit share. And
Nice.
my first profit share check this last month. So you never know. I mean, it was like interesting how that comes about, but it was not a good fit.
Perfect. So you bring up profit share. So I'll just ask, do you have a strategy around that? Do you have goals around? No. Okay. So that just happened organically. You sound like an organic guy.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
cool.
I mean, I'm the kind of person that if there's too many things and like shiny objects, I get overwhelmed and I'll shut down. So I need to just take things as they come. And be really genuine and organic. If you're curious about Keller, I'll reach out to you, but I don't have a specific strategy.
Sure. All right, well, I'm going to open it up for questions. So we'll hear from the audience. What do you guys want to hear from David? What are your questions? Olivia, you got one.
I'm just kind of waiting for everybody else, but
we'll let them think.
I'm curious who the gentleman is in Charlotte, so we can all follow him as well. Help him out with Charlotte referrals.
So he's not Keller anymore.
That's okay.
Jeffrey Clay.
Okay.
The Queen City Realtor. He's awesome.
Awesome. Curious how you took your average sale price up 130,000. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was not intentional.
Okay.
Like, I wish it was. It wasn't. It was. Well, I think honestly part of it was like when I first started, I mentioned I was FSBO, and you're like, I don't think I can call that $400,000 FSBO. It's like kind of scary. And so I just kind of got in the mindset, 250. It's close. It's in the city. I'll just take it. And that's just the listings I got, which got the buyer, you know, it's just kind of, but then it's like my sphere started seeing me close, reaching out. I kind of got this social media wave going, and a lot of my sphere was I'm 32, and so maybe move up buyers, so buy, sell, higher price point, and then had some larger random sign call, $600,000 or cash buyer kind of stuff. Just, you never know what's coming of it. So it was not intentional. It wasn't, which was interesting.
It seems like it's intentional to your Facebook. Like your social media, you do a really good job, I think, of showing what looks like upper bracket. If not, they might be 350, but in a buyer's eyes, like it's a newly remodeled house. So you might not realize you're intentional, but I think you're probably
sure. Yeah, and I think like part of my Instagram channel, like or Instagram is I want my feed to look a certain way, and that's again something that evolved over some time. So it's using specific filters, which my wife is awesome at helping me with, but like so it looks a consistent theme because you don't want all your pictures dark and gross. So you probably highlighted that. So thank you.
Great. Any other questions? While you're thinking of them, talk to us about your open house strategy. Do you do anything unique with that? No? Okay.
I don't. I think it's literally, like, again, I've done sign-ins, I've done iPad sign-ins, I have the stand, done giveaways, done the gift cards. I found the people I, pick up from open houses is the ones I connect with. That's really been powerful for me, is like, if we connect personally. I mean, this spring, it's like, I had the weirdest conversation, just like, they didn't even sign in. I just tossed them my card as they were out the door, and they ended up calling me, 2 weeks later, wanted me to help them buy a house, sell her house, couple getting married. And apparently I made a connection. So sometimes it's just like being genuine and not that like desperate, like salesy person.
Right. Yes.
And that's the kind of person you can attract. Yes.
Do you need video marketing?
I do. So yes, so since family reunion in February, I've kind of gone in, YouTube has been a big piece of my business. So I started a YouTube channel. So that is my video marketing. So there's a whole YouTube strategy in a class I've taken with this Keller Williams agent down in Savannah, Georgia. Karen Carr, she has YouTube for Agents is her course. Amazing course, phenomenal. And so, I have a YouTube channel that's video.
Cool. Anyone else have a question? No? Well, give us your advice. We've got some, we've got agents here from, the entire spectrum, but certainly newer agents in the room who are in the productivity program and, probably feeling a little intimidated because you were rookie of the year and have had amazing success. But, what advice do you have to a newer agent just getting started?
I would just say, like, make the decision to commit to real estate, right? Like, I kind of went into this like, well, everyone asks, how's real estate going? Well, it's going good for now. Like, it's going okay. We'll see how it goes. You make the decision to commit 100%. And then once you make that decision to commit, you've got to do the work. You've got to be in the office. And COVID's kind of weird with that, but you've got to be in the office. You've got to take advantage of all the resources that are available to you. And it will work out, right? Like, if I can do it, seriously, I'm nothing special. I kid you not, like, there's nothing special about what I've done. If I can do it, trust me, literally anyone can do it. Made some mistakes, but, I think if you commit and you are consistent with your activities, seriously, consistency. I mean, like, if you go to family reunion, you see these big agents on stage, you're like, wow, you sold 2,200 houses last month. Like, how did you do that? They literally they're not any smarter than you. They're not. Like, half these people don't have college degrees. It's not like they're like these geniuses. They've just made the decision not to give up. And it's that every single day, putting pennies in a bucket, not giving up. You fall down, you get up, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. It works out. It pays off. So that's what I would say. It's like, don't give up, commit, and be consistent with it.
Yeah.
And then patience, like, you know, it's not like, okay, I'm committed, it's been a week, like, well, yeah. I'm 52.
Where's my trophy?
You know, like, you have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And eventually you start to gain momentum.
Yeah, that's excellent. I think a couple other strategies that I'm picking up from you that probably are keys to your success are you found your voice, and maybe it took you you know, some playing around with some things, but you found your voice, you found your channel, you found kind of like the strategy that was in alignment with you. And I love how you started this by saying that you took the training calendar and you just put it all on your calendar, and I love that. I absolutely love that, because I think that is absolutely a key. Even if it feels like it's a little bit like, man, I don't even know what they're talking about right now.
Right.
Some part of it sinks in, and
Yep.
then you just keep laying on.
Absolutely, and because of that, I was in the office, so I was bumping elbows with people who literally were selling, you know, they saw 70 houses this year. And so you start to pick up on language and how they carry themselves and how the confidence they have. And then when I would go on these physical appointments, I knew how to carry myself. I knew the language. I knew, like, people didn't ask me, have you ever sold a house before? And they didn't know, literally, this is my fifth listing appointment.
Right.
Because I was literally like walking the walk, talking the talk, looked the part, because I was with people that have been selling for 15 years successfully.
Yes. Who you surround yourself with matters. That's so fantastic. And thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Yeah.
This has been wonderful. Really appreciate it. Well, thank you all for a wonderful team meeting. I'm going to get you out of here on time. If David's going to stick around for just a couple of minutes, you can stop by and network a little bit. But otherwise, make it a great day, Keller Williams. We will see you around the office.
I have some clients right now whose parents are realtors with IR15. I had agreed when I met them that I would pay them as a referral fee. The parents want to gift the referral fee to their daughter, like towards her purchase. Do I do that on my commission end, or do I just like rebate it at the closing time?
I would, yes, that would be tricky. So I would say, let's say, you somehow remake that in in some point, however title works.
So do it through the title.
What would get tricky then is like, if you're compensating like clients,
No, I want to build it in. I just didn't know if I should be reducing my commission.
I would do it that way.
Reduce my commission.
Probably.
Okay.
And just build that into whatever the, yeah, so reduce that, maybe add it as a credit on their end.
That's what I was thinking.
Probably the best way.
That's what I was thinking, because the mom, they actually like, I think pretty much own at least a franchise of Iowa Realty, which Melissa was reminding me they were the ones that lived in. So I think it's very interesting. I've met them, they're lovely. That obviously never came up, but I think it's funny that they ended up with their daughter using a kid. But she said, just make sure that your broker or your brokerage will allow you to do that. So then I was thinking, well, it's just, I'm a capped agent, so I'll just do it for you.
It's no different than just actually having a referral.
Right. She doesn't want it. She wants to help out her daughter and stuff. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep, I would do it that way.
Yeah, that's right.
they don't want to go to somewhere, because there's possibility.